All right, welcome back. It is so great to be back here with you guys and to be able to hang out for a little bit. I'm so excited. Just a quick update on what's going on. The channel has absolutely just exponentially started to grow. Just in the last couple of weeks, we've gone from, I think, 50 subscribers to by the time, I think last time I checked, it was we were a little under 200 subscribers, and that's just in the last week and a half, roughly, time period. So exponentially doing so much better. I think anybody who watched the last couple of weeks of videos would have seen me say that we were at 9 subscribers not that long ago, and that's very true. The first 3 months of the channel being up and active, it was it was about the first 3 months. I was at 3 subscribers for those 3 months, and then it started to go up, and then we hit double digits, and then 50, and then 100, and like I said, we're almost 200. So thank you very much, guys. It's unbelievable. I really appreciate the support. The channel has been up for it's been a channel since 2012, as anybody can see on my profile, but I wrestled with a bunch of different ideas to do, and nothing really ever stuck, and honestly I'm glad it didn't. This is the first thing that I came up with that is specifically to try to help people. Part of the reason that I started this project is because of the fact that prices are getting so high. You see gas is high, food is high, prices are the highest it's ever been, housing, everything is just, inflation has just done a number on our economy, and it's very hard for a lot of people. Anybody that was living paycheck to paycheck before, they're really in trouble. And even the people that weren't, they've had to take a serious look at their finances and make some changes. And even the people that were very comfortable are now, realizing that, hey, maybe I should slow down my spending, because who knows where this is going to go from here. So that's the reason I started. I tried to throw in something about finances, or just a financial tip or something like that. I'm not a financial advisor. I just try to throw in things that I've learned over the years that have helped me out a lot. Go from being hugely in debt and at times homeless, and to a point now where things are pretty comfortable for me. But then again, as everything goes up, as gas and food and everything goes up, believe me, I'm tightening my belt too. I'm not spending anywhere near what I was spending, a couple, 3 years ago. So that's that. We started a new series a couple of weeks ago. It's the Don't Live Like series. The first one we did was on Jack Doherty. He's a YouTube personality that's kind of gone off the deep end. Just really making some crazy decisions financially and otherwise, and just want to kind of learn from situations like that. The next one, the last one we did was on FouseyTube, another YouTube personality who, same thing, has just made a lot of questionable decisions financially and otherwise, and he has really gotten himself into what I think is a corner, and who knows what's going to happen from here going on. So this is the third video in the Don't Live Like series. The one we're talking about today is Haliey Welch, the Hawk Tuah Girl. And I'm laughing because I would never dream that I would be sitting here doing a video on the Hawk Tuah Girl. but I think there's things that we can learn from her situation. So I'm not going to get too deep into a lot of things. Kind of if you guys have seen my other videos, when I talk about Diddy and other things, the Diddy case and all that going on, I try to talk about it without actually talking about it. I try not to focus just on the I try not to focus just on the little sound bites that we've all heard a million times, and all the basically the headlines that have gotten all the kind of virality to them. I try to talk about other things. So if you don't care about the people that I'm talking about, you're fine. Believe me, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of any of these people. I don't follow their social media. I don't have anything to do with them, nor do I want to. But there are things to be learned. So the Hawk Tuah Girl, just a real quick rundown. I think we all kind of know, although I'll go into a couple of things real quick on that maybe people don't know about her. So she blew up on TikTok. There was a man on the street interview type of thing, which those videos are really hot right now. I think they're kind of at their plateau, but they've been going up, and they've been a hot segment for a while, or a hot, it's been a hot area to do the man on the street type of thing with a microphone. You just go out and talk to people. So, man on the street channel, they're talking to her. I think she walked up to them, or vice versa. I'm not sure. And he asked her, something about what do you do that drives a man crazy in the bedroom, and she gives this meme, answer that obviously became super viral, and it was everywhere. It was not only online, it was on the internet, but it was also on national TV. She was just kind of, she made the headlines for sure. So first thing I'm going to say really quickly about her, I think 100% hands down, she is an industry plant. There is absolutely zero questions in my mind. You can obviously disagree with me. That's no problem. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think she's a plant, or do you think it was just an organic moment? As far as the initial Hawk Tuah video on TikTok, I think she's an industry plant. However, if I'm going to play devil's advocate on that point, I would say that what surprised me is I don't think she's classically attractive. I think she's attractive, but I don't think she's classically or like modern in the moment attractive. All right? She's not a baddie. And if you guys don't know what a baddie is, I understand. Again, this is all stuff that if you don't know, don't worry about it. It's not worth knowing. But again, it's all part of the story. So she's not a baddie. She doesn't have the baddie aesthetic. So baddie is a young girl, usually very curvy, and a lot of times like skinny waist, or at least that's what they try to do with the clothes and stuff. Their clothing is usually like really short shorts, really short skirts, kind of provocative, and then also they'll wear like usually always sunglasses of some type, or at least have them on their person as part of the aesthetic. And then they'll wear like really loud colors, so sequins or like a loud like silver or gold colored top or something like that. So that's kind of the baddie aesthetic. Usually very curvy though. That's the thing that kind of seems to define it. And she's not at all like that. She doesn't have the BBL look. She's not very large upstairs, which is fine, but just a little odd to me. So I don't know, maybe they were trying to go a different route with this one, or what the deal is, but there's no doubt about it that she doesn't fit the aesthetic, the modern aesthetic of the baddies, like Ice Spice or Nicki Minaj or Cardi B. Those are all baddies. If you want to know what a baddie looks like, those are supposed to be baddies. And anyway, so, but then again, you look at it, and hey, Taylor Swift doesn't have that either. Katy Perry doesn't have that either. So, very possible. Anyways, as interesting as that might be, the fact that there are things about her that would make you believe that she's not, an industry plant that makes her look more girl next door, just normal person. I definitely 100% feel that she is absolutely a plant, and that, and I think the whole setup, and then after the viral video on TikTok, right away she hired a team. She hired a management team. She started showing up at very famous people's functions, or having people on her podcast that you or I couldn't hope to ever get. Shaquille O'Neal is one that has definitely spent time around her in different scenarios. I just think, and she was all over the place too. She was going to different country events, because again, if you don't know who she is, or you might have seen her once or whatever. She's a pretty girl. She's a natural brunette. She has blonde hair. Again, not classically attractive, not very curvy, just kind of a slender, just a slender, skinny white girl, basically. And she, after the viral video, she was at a Zach Bryan concert, which I believe is a country singer. I don't know anything about him, but he brought her up on stage. She was singing there. She, I guess, is signed to Jake Paul's entertainment company, which is called Better, BETR, and I guess it's a sports betting agency, basically, but there are other components to it, and he has gotten into a little bit of the entertainment industry with a few people on his label, I guess you would call it. So that's kind of interesting. She was on a lot of podcasts. She kind of made the rounds after the whole TikTok video, and I can understand. If it was an organic moment, I can understand to a certain degree that, people are going to want to talk to her and, kind of find out who she is, what she's about, all that stuff. And so I can see some of that, but how quickly a lot of it came about and who it was, like Shaq. I mean, there's only a couple of reasons why I can think that Shaq would reach out to her and be willing to jump on that train. I think that she's definitely a plant, and I think that there's a long-term plan for her. And even with what's going to come up in a couple of minutes here, because I'm going to move along. There's a reason why she's in the Don't Live Like series. And there's things that we can learn from this. So she gets this podcast called, she starts a podcast called Hawk Tuah. Okay, again, she's everything she does is the Hawk Tuah, which was the meme statement she made, and then everything is tied to that or is a pun or something. So she started a podcast called Talk Tuah, and she and Tuah is Tuah. If you haven't seen it, again, I know some of my people that watch are older, so if you guys don't know who it is, that's what's going on. And for you guys that do know all this stuff, then we're gonna move along here. So she has this podcast. She's going along, and I really haven't heard anything about her for a while. Again, I don't follow her. I couldn't care less. But when I see her name, I'll look just to kind of follow, because I want to see how everything plays out. I want to know, if there was any type of an organic situation with her TikTok, or if it was all just pre-planned and whatever. So I just want to know that. So I'll follow. When I see her name pop up, I'll see what it's about. So apparently, there are these things called meme coins. And if you saw the last couple of videos regarding, the one I did on Jack Doherty, where he was doing these, what's called a rug pull, right? So I guess they start a coin, it's like a Bitcoin, and they'll start the coin, they'll make the coin themselves, and then they'll pump it up. And I don't understand the whole process and how it works, but basically they will have insiders. It will be basically insider trading. They pump up the value of this coin, they market it, they have all their listeners and whatever. Oh, you got to get on this. We're all going to make money. This is going to be the greatest thing. By the way, they're just scams, people. Don't get involved in it. Not even for a minute. Don't get involved in meme coins. It's terrible. The chances of you making money are probably like 2%. In reality, 95 to 98% of the people involved in meme coins don't make money at all, and they don't even break even. They lose money. So don't even get involved in these things. So she started a meme coin. It was called the Hawk coin, I believe, and HAWK, and so sure enough, she went on Twitter or X, and obviously was kind of pushing this thing as it was gonna come up for sale. She said, "Oh, my coin is out, buy it," and they presented it as a really cool way that a lot of people could get together and make money. And so the coin went up to, I think, close to a $500 million market cap. And then within a matter of, I think, less than 20 minutes, it dropped down to a $97 million market cap. So basically the bottom fell out of it, and a lot of people lost a lot of money with these, any type of cryptocurrency, whether it's like a meme coin or if it's something that is kind of on a smaller level like this. Still, there's a blockchain, what's called a blockchain, and wallets and everything, and you can trace these things. You can trace, so much Bitcoin comes out of this wallet, goes onto this chain, goes into this wallet, goes into this chain, goes into this chain, goes into that chain, goes into this wallet. It's all traceable. So you can very easily see that what was done was people on the inside. It was very easy to follow the money. And I always say follow the money on everything, because honestly, that's when you follow the money, you do find out the truth most of the time, especially when people are doing shady stuff. So you could see on the blockchain, and there are people like CoffeeZilla on YouTube. He has put out a number of videos after this whole thing went down, just going through why it was a scam, how it worked, how they made money, how much money they made, all this stuff. So basically, she did one of these rug pulls, which is like a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a you're basically just stealing money, and you're using insider trading to do it. You're starting this coin, if you will, and basically you're pumping up the value. It's a pump and dump scheme, is what it is. So the worst part is, after this whole thing, the bottom falls out. Her team, somebody from her team, this real, he sounds amazing. He must be the most awesome guy ever. His name is Doc Hollywood, I think he calls himself, which obviously is a self-imposed moniker. But so Doc Hollywood gets on a what do they call that? A Twitter space, I think, which is basically like it's basically like a Skype call or a Zoom meeting where a bunch of people are on this call, and it's through the internet, and they're basically hashing it out. They get on, and her team, one of these guys, the one that was the main mouthpiece for her team, gets on, and oh man, we got sniped and it was horrible, and can't believe that happened, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna make good on everything. We're gonna make sure that we make this all great. But completely trying to make it look like just coming right out the gate saying that it wasn't their fault. This is never a scam. It's just the way it worked, and oh, poor us. We just got sniped, and there's nothing we can do about it. And it was just really pathetic. And CoffeeZilla, this YouTube guy, was on the call as well. He was in this Twitter space, and he was calling them out on every different point. Asking them very pointed questions like, how much did you make in fees? And what about this money that I can see here? What about this money that excuse me, guys, my throat's dry. What about this money that why did it go from this person to this person? Or how come 90% of this coin was owned by only a few different wallets, very few, and that's usually a sign that something not right is going on, if you will. So he gets on. So how she has handled it, I don't know. So he gets on and calls them out. To finish my statement, he gets on and calls them out for all this stuff. I have no clue how much she actually knows about what was done, how much she understands about what was done. But at the end of the day, it's her name. Her name is on all this stuff. And it's a really big issue. And, there's a lot of people are saying that there may be fallout from this as much as maybe legal problems for her. She might actually, there are people calling for her to do time online. They're saying, get to a jail, things like that. So it's not looking good for her. She definitely tarnished her image, whatever was there to begin with. But the takeaway from all of this, is basically anytime that you can get really big money really quickly, it usually doesn't work out that well. How many times have we seen lottery winners that, first of all, most of them go broke within 3 to 5 years. Even the big ones that win these huge hundreds of millions of dollars in prize money. And they're broke 3 to 5 years later. And most of them will say, it's the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life, winning the lottery. There's not a lot of them out there where you see an interview 20 years later and they go, this is the best thing that ever happened. It brought my family together. It allowed me to pay all my medical bills, and it helped me because I had cancer, and it got me through that. Having all this money helped out so much, or I need a liver and they're $150,000. I could just, drop the cash for it. You just don't see that. Usually the ending is not happy. Usually it's a very sad ending. And let's take away industry plant, take away all that stuff. Let's say, for sake of argument or making a point or whatever, however you want to look at it, let's say it was an organic moment, 100%. Just happened to walk by this guy with a microphone, and she just happened to say something that came to her head, and next thing you know, everybody in the world has seen it, or a lot of people. Even if that's the case, she was brought into a world where all of a sudden there was big money coming in. She signed to Jake Paul's company, Better. How much did he give her? I bet you it was a lot of money. I don't think it was a small amount. Anytime you have large amounts of money coming at you and you don't really know what to do with it, you get into trouble. And the other thing that it seems to do is, when you get a large amount of money and you didn't work really hard for it, and it just came out of nowhere from something that was just kind of by chance, it seems like people will do anything to recreate that moment again. And I think that's what happened with the podcast in general. I think she got a lot of money from the original TikTok video, and I mean, they're saying that, and this is something a lot of people don't know, they're saying that she is charging $30,000 just to appear. Now, I don't know if she got paid $30,000 to appear at the concert. What was his name? That Zach Bryan that she sang with up on stage. I don't know if she got paid to appear with him. I kind of doubt it, but I don't know the backs. I don't know how everything works on the back end in that type of a situation. But that's what I heard, is she was getting $30,000, or she is commanding $30,000 for just a public appearance. Now, think about this. She's not a singer. She's not a dancer. She's not a business person. It's not like she has this awesome, great product that's, helping 5% of America or something. She said something stupid after a few drinks to a guy in a Man on the Street interview. And, so how much does she really know about this whole rug pull crypto scam thing going on? And people are saying she's over, and Hawk Tuah Girl is done. It's all done. It's just something to remember. She may not have known much of anything about it, but I guarantee you she knows now. And her attitude when they were on that Twitter space situation there, meeting together, her attitude was very cavalier. Like, she couldn't even be bothered. Like, it was a waste of her time that people were questioning what they did. And she even, said to CoffeeZilla, why the F are you even here, if you're not saying good stuff about it. I don't know. She just brushed it off. And here, a lot of people, a lot of real people, and this comes back to the whole money thing again, a lot of real people lost real money because of greed, because of the quick buck. I've heard all kinds of different numbers. I've heard anything from her and her team made $1 million to they made $3 million on this rug pull thing, this crypto scam they did. I have no idea what they made or didn't make. But again, it's fast money, and she's getting used to fast money for things. And it gets you in trouble. So that's kind of the takeaway from this, is just, remember that. Remember that fast money it's not always worth it. Even a large amount. Sometimes it's better to keep your integrity intact and maybe take things a little slower. Maybe not just jump for the buck. Even if she didn't know what was going on with the crypto scam, like I said, she knows now. And she hasn't done the right thing. She hasn't come out and said, hey, I'm gonna figure out what's going on. I didn't know anything about this. This is not me. This is not something I want on my brand. I'm going to figure, everything I can. I'm going to get as much money together as I can and, send a percentage back to you guys or something. But it's been nothing. It's been crickets. And when they were on that web space, again, not to keep jumping back to it, but at one point she just sounded like she was totally bored, and she's like, all right, guys, I'm going to bed. Like, so many people lost so much money, and she's just like, I'm going to bed. So, you definitely don't want to live like this girl. And I don't know what type of world she came from before. They've definitely set her up as being some kind of that she was just this normal, everyday. I've heard that she was a school teacher, and then I've heard that debunked a bunch of times, and then somebody just said in a video that was made the other day about her that she was a school teacher before again. I've heard other people, again, I've heard that debunked and the debunkers debunked many times. Then I heard that she worked in a spring factory, that she made like springs for, I don't know, tractors or equipment or something. So who knows what the deal is. But, whether she was a Nepo baby and we just don't know about it, or it doesn't matter. It's just, be careful when anybody offers you quick money. Be careful if the deal seems too good to be true. I know it sounds cliche, but just be careful of that. We all need to learn from these people, these celebrities that we see making all these mistakes, because they're happening a lot lately. There's a lot, especially with social media, where you can see, you're invited into celebrities' lives a lot more than we used to be. They're starting to do a lot more, put a lot more of themselves out there, whether it's an act or not. They're still putting more of them than we've ever seen before of some of these people. And, I think we need to learn. There's a lot of great lessons to learn. But anyways, that's my time. I'm going to wrap it up. Guys, I'm Danny. We are Team 696. I have a TikTok as well. If you want to go check that out, it's Team 696 on TikTok. If you want to support the channel, please do. The Cashapp is it's going to be in the description down below. So if you guys want to help out at all, and I will absolutely record if you give me a note of what you want the money used for, whether you want it to go to the new green screen setup that we're going to put in, or towards travel to other places that I can shoot, and get actual video and pictures for you guys. Working on setting up a screen mirroring system so that I can kind of show you guys this stuff as we talk about it, and that way if you can't visualize some things, it just makes it a lot easier. You know how it works. So that's the deal. If you guys want to donate to help the channel, by all means, the Cash App is Team 696 as well. It's the same thing as the TikTok, and we're also on Instagram. I don't have things up on Instagram yet. I think I have one post on there, but we are going to start doing Instagram. I don't know, this week or next week. It depends on how things in my personal life go. One of my friends, his son just died in a motorcycle accident last night, and it's an awful situation. It's someone that I'm very close to, and it really is it's a horrible thing. But so I don't know if we'll get that up this next week, but regardless, Instagram is going up soon, and then also Twitter or X is at Team 696 as well. Don't forget to like the video. This is your second reminder. Don't forget to like the video. Go do it now if you haven't already done it. And I just thank everybody so much. The channel is growing by leaps and bounds. It's growing slow enough that I'm kind of able to keep up with it a little bit, but at the same time, it's growing so fast and exponentially, and I just couldn't be more thrilled. Thank you guys. I'm Danny. That's my time. Peace.